Hello. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, wherever you are. If you're in Lagos, Nigeria, or if you're in part of the world where it's afternoon, good afternoon. My name is Solani Thomas Allison, and I am the principal consultant at Halisi Consults. And today, I will be talking about investor readiness. Investor readiness, preparing your documents for investor readiness. That's the topic for today. So I'm just trying to join this space as well because we're going live on all our channels to be able to bring this to you today on IG, on YouTube, and on Instagram as well, on Twitter rather. Anyway, let me get right into it. So you all know what we do at Halisi Consult. Halisi Consult is a business development consulting company. Our goal is to help businesses launch, grow, and thrive through our business plan services, our marketing services, and our investor readiness and financing advisory services. And we've been privileged to do this for 200 plus businesses to date in Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, India, US, UK, and Dubai as well. So, today, we will be talking about investor readiness. Now, investor readiness is something that is a concept that is sort of new, but not really new, in the sense that it's a service that we just started offering to our clients. In the past, when businesses are looking for funding, they would typically be asked for documents like their financial projections, business plans, etc. So we realize that sometimes it's not in every situation that businesses need business plans for financing. Sometimes businesses need business plans because they're looking to launch and they need a roadmap for how to launch their business. So we coined investor readiness as a service for our clients because we realized there was a need for small businesses that were growing, for tech startups that were looking to contact investors, and for medium-sized enterprises that were seeking financing to grow their business. So the topic for today, investor readiness, the documents that you need to prepare for investor readiness is what we will be talking about. So just a bit of introduction on what it means to be looking for investors as a small business or as a medium-sized enterprise or as a tech startup. There are two major types of financing available for small businesses and tech startups and medium-sized enterprises. Now, the type of financing that you need dictates the type of documents that you would require to secure funding for your business. A lot of people always confuse debt financing and equity funding. Now, for tech startups, the typical method of getting capital to grow their business is equity funding, which is when you find a venture capitalist or private equity companies giving tech startups $1 million, $2 million, and all those dollars that we see on the news every day for them to grow their businesses. But it's not always the case for all types of businesses. This type of funding is usually typically for technology startups that have extremely high growth rates and can quickly turn around that money 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 times over for investors for them to be able to make their money back. So that is why that method of funding is typically for tech startups, because in equity funding, what happens is that venture capitalists, private equity companies, angel investors, whatever type of individual or organization that is giving them dollars for them to finance or grow their startup, typically is expecting to make at least 5x, 10x on their investment. So what they will do is that they will give them that capital in exchange for a percentage of the company, in exchange for owning a stake of the company. And that is completely different from the method of funding that small businesses and medium enterprises have access to. Sometimes in small business world, investors do exist that want to invest in a small business in exchange for a percentage of that small business. So they invest in the business in exchange for equity in the company, maybe 10% of the company or 5% of the company, etc. But that typically depends on the relationship that the owner of the company has built with his investors. Now, the type of funding that is typically available for small businesses and medium-sized enterprises is called debt financing. Debt financing is when you're seeking capital for your business to grow your business, obviously. And you typically look for this capital from a financial institution or from a private individual that wants to give you this money as a form of loan to be able to make an interest over a period of time. Now, there are different sizes of loans available. You can get loans as little as 500,000 naira. You can get loans as high as 10 million naira. You can get loans as high as $10 million or even $1 billion. Amen. Depending on the kind of business that you operate or the kind of industry you operate, the scale that you operate your business at. So there are different levels and there are different types of financing and there are different sizes of organization. So it really takes a lot to understand what level of business you are at and how much money your business can really take on itself and be able to pay back investors easily. Now, the documents that you need for debt financing or equity funding, sometimes they can be the same type of document, sometimes it may vary. But what is consistent are these three major things: that you need to show that you have a plan for your business. So you need to show that you have a business plan. You need to show your financial projections. You need to show that your business is going to grow exponentially over the next 5 to 10 years. You also need to show a pitch deck. A pitch deck is like a pictorial form of your business plan and your financial projections meshed together into one document. Now, these three documents are usually the basic documents that you need to be investor ready for you to be able to speak to investors or for you to send out to potential financing organizations for them to give you capital to grow your business. Now, another factor to consider is the amount of capital that you need in your business. So I've categorized financing amount into four levels. The first level is 500,000 naira to 5 million naira. Next level is 5 million naira to 100 million naira. Next level is 100 million naira to 500 million naira. Next level is $1 million to $10 million. And I'll be taking each level one by one to tell you what sort of documents you would need for each amount of capital that you're seeking. So, what do you need as a small business, a growing business that wants to collect 500,000 naira to 5 million naira from a financial institution as capital into your business? Now, there are a lot of loan apps today in Nigeria. There are a lot of organizations and financial institutions that are offering collateral free loans for small businesses, for growing enterprises to be able to fund their operations or fund their marketing, etc. Some of these institutions might ask for some form of collateral, while others may not. I'm going to just focus on the ones that do not ask for collateral for 500,000 naira to 5 million naira range. Typically, what they will ask you is they will ask you if your business is registered, first of all. So, do you have your CAC or your CAC documents in the name of the person that is applying for the loan? Are your CAC documents in another person's name? So, they need to clarify who owns the company and how long the company has been in existence. So typically they will require that your company would have been in existence for at least a year. Some say 6 months, some say a year, but a year just to be safe. Next, they will ask for your bank statements. Almost in all levels of financing, they're probably going to ask for your bank statement just to see that your business has cash flow. There's money coming into the business on a regular monthly basis. You wouldn't be able to talk to any financial organization or anybody, in fact, for financing if you don't have cash flows at all. It's a big red flag if you don't have cash flows and you're looking for funding. That being said, there are funding opportunities for businesses that are just starting from scratch that don't have any cash flows at all. Those are called grants, and there's opportunity for that. Those are called seed investment, whatever you want to call it. But today we're focusing on businesses that are already existing. So for 500,000 naira to 5 million naira, you need to and then if you're looking for capital of 500,000 at 5 million naira, you need to look for financial institutions that provide this level of financing in terms of um microfinance banks, loan apps, financial institutions that cater specifically for small businesses, and so on and so forth. Sometimes commercial banks offer this level of capital financing, but they would need to have transactions in their bank, or in that bank. You need to show the transaction history that you've been banking with them regularly for them to give you that loan amount. That's for commercial banks. For microfinance banks would typically ask for collateral. Collateral could be anything from jewelry to cars to land, etc. But for this 500,000 naira to 5 million naira, they'll just probably ask for a car, and they'll give you a 1 year repayment period. So the documents you would need for that would be typically your bank statements, your financial projections, your registration documents, your form 2, which shows directors that are registered on in your company, and then a couple of official letters from your organization that you are seeking this funding from this company. So that is for 500,000 naira to 5 million naira capital level. Now the next level, excuse me, is 5 million naira to 100 million naira. For 5 million naira to 100 million naira, the game changes a little bit. Now, in this situation, you find that financial institutions will be asking you for more serious documents. They will want to see your feasibility study, they want to see your business plan, they want to see your financial model and projections. They will also ask for audited financial reports. Now, this is one thing that a lot of small businesses always ignore. So when consultants or financial experts are saying, "Oh, you need to do your books, you need to do your books, etc." Small businesses tend to ignore this, but you need to have an accountant, a chartered accountant, look at your finances and tell you if your business is actually profitable or not. Because sometimes in business, you find that you're just turning money around and you're not actually making real profits, and you're just making money to pay yourself salary, and that there's nothing wrong with that. But when you are looking for financing, when you're looking for capital injection into your company, that can pose a big problem. So having audited financial reports done is very important. That's one document you will need for the 5 million naira to 100 million naira level of financing. Your financial projections is incredibly important because the people that are giving you funding need to be able to see that there is a growth trajectory that is possible for your business. Next is the regulars, your registration documents, your CAC, form 2, etc. Then your bank statements, 1 year bank statements for this level of financing is the minimum that you're going to be asked for. So the other documents that you would need is for you to also show that you have recurring customers, that you have customers that are ready to take your products, they're ready to buy your products immediately they are available to market. So, but you can use a marketing plan or a business plan to show that you have customers that are ready to buy from you. So these are some of the documents that you would need if you're looking to raise between 5 million naira to 100 million naira from financial institutions. Sometimes you would need to have an external organization guarantee the loan that you are seeking for this from these financial institutions. So guaranteeing the loan would be something like a bank guarantee. So it might be your bank where you bank, maybe you bank with Zenith or GT. They might need to give you a bank guarantee for you to be able to collect up to 100 million naira from a microfinance bank or a private equity company that wants to give you capital for your business. So those are the documents that you need if you are seeking 5 to 100 million naira. Now, for the medium-sized enterprises that are seeking 100 million naira to 500 million naira, this is where it gets a bit more serious. So, for this level, you still need some of the documents that I've mentioned before. You need your CAC documents, you need your audited reports, audited financial reports, that is. You need your financial statements and projections. You need to show a financial model that shows that your business is profitable and your business will continue to be profitable for the next 5 to 10 years. You need a business plan that fully analyzes your business, your industry, and your industry from a global point of view, 360 outlook. You need a business plan that shows that your business is not only going to grow, but that you have plans for the business to be an industry leader for you to seek that amount of money. Now, typically, organizations that will give you 100 million naira to 500 million naira would be microfinance institutions can do that amount if you have all the documents that they require, and if you have the financial standing to be able to take on that money. um Commercial banks can do that as well. Financial organizations like Bank of Industry, Development Bank of Nigeria can do that as well. You can also look to private equity companies to be able to give you that money as well. But private equity companies will ask for equity in your company. For this amount, you can still get away with not giving out any equity in your company to be able to secure between 100 million naira to 500 million naira capital injection into your company. So the documents you need are quite extensive for this level of financing. At this point, I would advise that you need to get a deal room or a data room to house your documents. At this level, it's going to get very granular. The financial institutions might ask to see things like your organizational chart. They will ask to see documents like the CVs of your highest ranking officials, so the CEO, the managing directors, the HR lead, operations lead, etc. They want to see the CVs of these people to show to ensure that you have a competent team that can take on this money and be able to turn the money around. Essentially, that that their investment is secure and none of these people are wanted anywhere for any crimes. Also, at this level, the financial institutions will probably ask for your personal data. So if you're the managing director of the company, or if you're the CEO of this company and you're seeking 100 million naira to 500 million naira loan into your company, they will typically ask for your passport details, they will ask for your tax clearance certificate, and a whole extensive list of documents that would just make them feel confident that you're not going to elope with their money, and there's a guarantee that they're going to get a return on investment. Typically at this point, for this level of financing, they would also ask for things like your long-term invoice. So they will expect you to have long running invoices with really well established companies, preferably companies that are even listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, for you to be able to guarantee them that you have money coming in, but you need capital injection to be able to service those customers. So it's a very the financing journey gets rigorous. The more money you need, the more rigorous the journey gets, obviously. So typically, organizations that can find it easy to get funding at this level of financing would be real estate companies, manufacturing companies, oil and gas companies, agricultural companies, and so on and so forth. So this money, this amounts of money that I'm talking about, they are available, but the problem usually is that most organizations can't take them on easily. Most organizations don't have the structure, don't have the documents that they need to present to be able to show that they are a viable investment for this level of funding. Most organizations don't have good relationships with their banks. That's another thing. You need to have a good relationship with the bank that you use the most, so that if they need to write a letter to show that you are of good financial standing, they will go ahead to write a letter. So those are some of the documents that you need for the 100 million naira to 500 million naira level of financing. Other documents that you may need might be certifications from organizations that govern your industry. For example, if you are in the agricultural space, you typically need a certificate that shows that you're a member of the society of the agricultural produce that you are exporting or retailing. Um, yeah. So that's it for the. So we've discussed the 500,000 naira to 5 million naira level of financing. We've discussed 5 million naira to 100 million naira level of financing. We've discussed 100 million naira to 500 million naira level of financing. Now, for the $1 million, $1 million level of financing, this is where typically everybody assumes that they can play in. But if you've not received any form of external financing before, it would typically be hard for you to get this level of financing in Nigeria. So what I would advise is, if you're looking for this amount of money, you should look outside the country, especially because with growing inflation and the increasing interest rate from the normal financial institutions that we can count on in Nigeria. You wouldn't get a loan that will be favorable to you. You'll be getting a loan, and they'll be asking for an interest rate of 25% at the very least. So if you're looking for $1 million to $10 million as capital investment into your company, you need to start looking outside the shores of Nigeria. That would typically be where you can get interest rates below 15%. And if you're building a business, you want to get the best interest rate that is available to you. Now, what do you need for $10 million capital investment? Typically, what you will need for that is, first of all, the normal documents that you have been presented, that you've been presenting for the previous sums of money. So things like your CAC documents, your audited financial reports, your business plan, your financial projection and model, your pitch deck, which would be a simple investor teaser that you can always send out to these financial organizations, your plan, to a documented project plan that shows how you're going to take the money and what you're going to use the money to do. Off takers. Off takers means that you have customers that are waiting literally for you to prepare these goods and give to them. Um, Also, things like your company profile, um, the CVs of all your team members, the CV of the CEO of the company, partnerships that you have with off takers. Maybe if you have a long-term invoice, or you have an off-taker agreement with a company that's going to buy a bulk load of your products from you, or that will take a bulk load of your services for an extended period of time. That is also good as well. And also, thank you very much for your comments. And also, typically, things like your business plan is probably very important at this point, because they will read your business plan, and this is a situation where you would then now need to develop an 100-page business plan to show the investors that you are a viable investment. And not only that, there is opportunity for growth in your business, and you can take on this funding, and you will be able to pay them back over the stipulated period of time that they give you. So yeah, that is it. Those are the documents that you need. It sounds very simple, but trust me, as a consultant that's been through the process with several businesses in different industries, I can tell you that it's simpler than it's more complicated than it sounds. When you start gathering these documents, or when you get to the point where you need to start investing in having these documents, because a lot of these documents are costly, especially for the higher levels of capital injections. They can be costly, and I would say that if you have the evidence to back it up that your business is a viable investment, you will get the funding if you have resilience and perseverance. Because the reality is that Nigeria is a low trust country, and getting funding in Nigeria is is a lot of work. I'm going to be honest with you, but it is not impossible. What I can advise is that you start from the lower ranks. So if you're looking for 5 million naira to 100 million naira, start with less than the amounts that you're looking for, and use it to build your credit rating, to show that your business can take in money, can flip that money over, and can pay back investors easily, and can pay back the financial institutions easily. That is a very simple way to just get started on your funding journey. So having all these documents is the first step to getting the financing that you need for your business. Also, your business needs to show that it can take on the investment that you're seeking, which is the reason why these financial institutions, these organizations, are asking for these documents in the first place. So something as simple as your bank financial statements, your bank statements would tell a story already. a financial institution or a financial consultant or a financial analyst can look at your bank statement and will be able to tell if you can qualify for 1 million naira financing or 10 million naira financing easily. And I can just give you that trick very quickly. Now, if you're seeking 10 million naira capital injection into your company needs to be able to demonstrate that you can make four times that within one financial year. If you can't demonstrate that, you're not going to be able to get that financing. That's how it works in Nigeria. You won't, even if you can demonstrate it, they're still going to ask for more documents. Trust me. So you need to be able to show that your company can take on this financing with these documents that you're presenting. And your company has to tell a story that you are a viable enterprise. Your business is making money. Your business will continue to make money, and they can bank on you to take in this capital injection and flip it over and pay them their interest within the period that you agree to. That is all what these financial institutions want from you. It's very simple. Whether it's 500,000 naira, whether it's $10 million, the principle cuts across all levels. Your business must be able to use these documents that I've listed over this conversation to show them, to tell the story that my business is viable and we can return your investment within the period of time that you've given us with no hiccups. That is the work of the documents. So I hope I've been able to share all the you know major things that you need to know if you're looking for capital injection into your company. I hope that as this has provided some clarity on the next steps that you need to take in order for you to secure investment into your company, or for you to get debt financing or loan into your company. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't want to take too much of your time. I just want to keep it short so that you can watch this in 30 minutes and get the gist of it. So that being said, if you want to take this conversation further and you want us at Halisi to look at your documents, or for us to give you advice on what you need to do to get investment into your company, or what you need to do to get financing into your company. So what we will do is we will get on a one-on-one call with you, and we would ask you some questions about your business, how much you're making, how many customers you have, how long you've been in existence, things like that. And we'll use these questions to understand how viable you are for the level of financing that you are seeking. Because we have a lot of experience in this area, and we've been able to help several businesses with their documents that they need to get financing to the tune of $1.3 million. And we're working for several others to seek higher amounts of money currently. So we're happy to do that over a investor readiness consultation. So we're presenting a new service to you called the Investor Readiness Consultation, where we would review your documents, we would review your business, we would look at what your business current standpoint is, and we would advise on the level of financing that is available to you in your industry, and also make suggestions to you on the organizations you can approach for financing in your business. So if you want to find out more about this service, you can click the link in our bio, or click the link in the caption of this video, wherever you're connecting to me from. If you click the link in our bio, you will see a link to book an investor readiness consultation. All you need to do is book the service. When you book the service, we will then take the next steps to contact you and try to understand your business and tell you what the next steps are, what you need to do to put your business in the right position for investors and for financing. I hope that I've been able to answer any questions that you may have as regards preparing documents for you to be ready for investors into your business. That's all the time I have today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us. Until next week, which is going to be the next episode in this series. We're having a 10-week series on investor readiness. Next week, I'll be talking on that topic about investor readiness. So please join us on our next episode of this series. I look forward to sharing my knowledge with you, and I look forward to helping your business grow. Thank you for your time, and have a good evening. Bye.